Hey guys, we wanted to go over some little tips or tricks on corn heads today as we get closer to the fall harvest. Get everybody's mind set on going through these repairs and getting them done before we actually get in the field. So just gonna go over a few things around the corn head and just point some things out maybe to be looking at. So one of the first things we're gonna look at, just like anything else, will be like your sprockets, whether it be the drive sprocket or the idlers. Just making sure there's no excessive wear or rounding on the cogs. That way you don't have to worry about the chain skipping or jumping or even jumping off the track. At least it's all running nice and smooth. Same way with the gathering chains, just doing the same thing, making sure there's no excessive wear around those pin areas or where the rollers are at. Making sure that's all staying nice and in tune. If you happen to notice where you're going through and checking out your hoods on the corn head, and you notice you're starting to get some cracking or maybe even some wear where it's starting to wear through those hoods, you can get a little patch kit from Sloan Express that, as you can see, it just fits right over the hood. It does come with the screws, self-tapping screws to drive it right in there. Now you got it patched, you don't have to go buy a new hood. Now if you have a chopping head, we want to go in there and check those gearboxes, make sure they're properly greased or oiled, just to be ready, just so we're ready and they're properly filled, so where we don't have any excessive wear on that. If you do have a gearbox, or if you get into your gearbox on the side of the head, also checking that for proper level. That way you don't have any issues there. One other thing on this head, it does have the corn rolls on it. If you do have corn rolls or corn eyes, you want to make sure you go through there so you don't see any excessive wear. If they do need to be replaced, getting them replaced. Because what we want to do is break those stalks down through the fall and then through the winter. That way we get that nutrients back into the ground. So we're going to step over to the auger trough here real quick. And main thing we're going to be looking at here is just for any excessive wear. If you get any holes in the sheets or anything like that, instead of maybe having to go buy replacement sheets, Sloan Express does offer auger trough liners as well. It's a full kit to go from one side of the head all the way to the other, and it does come with the hardware to lay that in place as well. So now you extend the life of that portion, and it's going to give you a lot more even flow up to the feeder house, get that crop into the tank for you. So now we're going to step over and talk a little bit about single point and some of the PTO shafts. Okay, now we're going to go over the single point system, go over a few things on this. Just show a few things that are on here, not much. One of the things, especially with these pins, just want to make sure all the pins are properly aligned, nothing's missing, nothing's been pulled out that would cause some other damage to it. Then looking at even your hydraulic tips, just like we got here, want to make sure these tips are flush or closed. That way we don't have to worry about any oil leaking out of the system. Plus at the same time, having these open, you bring in that chance of any kind of contamination from dirt or dust getting in there and then getting into the hydraulic system as well. So same thing on this side, just making sure all the points are clear, closed and everything else. We don't have to worry about hydraulic leaks. Same way with the pin connection, making sure that's all good. And then before we would reconnect it, just making sure we wipe it all down. That way you get all the dirt and debris away from it as well. Because as soon as we hook plug it in, any kind of dirt or anything can get into the system and contaminate it. So we'll just put a hook back right back up. That's pretty much done there. So we just want to kind of go over a few tips for you, just to kind of get you aware and ready for this fall. We know it's going to be a big year as usual. If you do have any other any questions for us, feel free to give us a call at 800-934-9777. Or you can check out all our wonderful parts at sloanex.com.